There's something about being on the water that really is metaphysical. There's an energy out there that is a little bit intangible. There's just really nothing better for the soul than being on the river, working with athletes and making them better.
Your feet that way about 3 or 4 notches.
My name is Neil Bergenroth. I'm an educator and a developer, and I also coach rowing. The best thing about the sport of rowing is that if you put the work in, you're going to see the return on that investment. You're put through these trials to help you grow, help you develop technically, physically, mentally. And what that does for crews is create a bond that is exceptionally long-lasting. That ability to understand how people work, how people think, how they feel, there's nothing else quite like it.
Hey, Natalie, I need you right here at the release, right? I want you to bring the arms through. There you go.
I'm not just focused on the bodies of the rowers. I'm watching how that blade goes in. I'm watching how sharply it goes into the water, how well it connects. I'm watching the boat. I'm watching the whole system. And so when I think about building software, you've got the database layer, you've got the front end, the user interface and the user experience, and all of this has to come together to perform a purpose. The software, the team, whatever it is you're trying to create, it's always coming back to that organic whole. And my dad used to say to me, like, life is like 95% hard work. Rowing is about building that capacity and that discipline for hard work. You start training for your June races in August, September every year. And you train through the winter where you can't get in a boat, but you know you need to get on that rowing machine every day. You develop confidence from that. You develop agency from that. And I think that's what you need when you develop software. My passion for building software is really grounded in the principle of technology should work for us, not the other way around. What I try to do is think of things that haven't been thought of before, and innovate in ways that haven't been merged together. I'm big in sort of the organic whole of different things.
Hi, welcome to another video on the channel. In this video, what I want to show you is an app I've been working on.
I've developed 4 apps for the rowing machine. Being a lifelong educator, some people might look at a rowing machine and see an exercise machine. I see a classroom. I see an opportunity for education. How do I get so the 3 passions that I have, which is education, technology, and rowing, and where do those 3 things meet? What I discovered was, let's build an app where on that rowing machine there's a ton of data that gets created every time you pull a stroke on that machine. So force to distance to time, how much power you're putting in, the length of your stroke. And I thought, well, if I can capture that, then there's an opportunity to teach young people or people of all ages STEM concepts. What was born was the app I created, which was Rowing STEM, which was really one of the first apps I developed that allowed me to kind of explore that and really do something that I was really passionate about, and ultimately do something that I thought was going to create an impact. Other apps that I've developed, they're training apps. There's an app called Remote Rowing Coach. It really started in the pandemic, which was a time when we went remotely. And that was when indoor rowing kind of blew up. It took you 4 months to get a rowing machine. Been slowly kind of building this online coaching business. But when you're on Zoom, the problem was that when the machine is sort of, in profile view, you can coach somebody technically, but you can't see what's on the monitor. I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could transmit that data in real time so that I could see how they were rowing effectively in terms of splits, times, the force curve. I've got another app called Dude, which is an app that basically turns the rowing machine into an arcade game. There's a game on the monitor, out of the box called the fish game, which is a game where you row harder, the fish move from right to left. I thought, wouldn't this be cool if this was the same kind of idea, but it had explosions? I created Dude, which was really like Nintendo. What's the solution to getting the kid off the couch that just plays Nintendo and doesn't get any exercise? Well, let's merge those things together. How do I channel these passion into stuff that can help people and create value for people. Rowing is something that has been a life-changing experience for me. I wouldn't have been able to create the apps that I wanted to create if I wasn't thinking like a coach. Like, what would a coach need? You also have to be able to bring in, these tools such as coding or whatever technology it is you're using so that you can build something that's actually useful to people. I think it's fair to say that I'm a better coach because I'm a developer, and I'm also a better developer because I'm a coach. When I see somebody using one of my apps, when I see a young child playing Dude, or I see my STEM app being used to help educate. All of these things are meaningful. And ultimately, it comes back to that human experience. What value am I creating for that person? Be that a chemistry student, a technology student, an athlete in the boat, a child in an after-school program learning STEM, always keeping the human experience at the center of things. And I think that's what's important.
Folks, I'm going to get dropped off, and it's been a privilege to coach you just for 10 minutes. I wish you all the best at Central. You guys are awesome.
Rowing has given me a vehicle for personal transformation. Without rowing, I probably never would have made it to the US. Without rowing, I probably would not have met my wife. I wouldn't have had the experience of coming to Tulsa and building, with the help of others, a community boathouse. I was fortunate and privileged to find something at a young age that I could latch onto that really was in some ways, a quiet place in the storm. Rowing has this ability to allow you to kind of catch the curveballs in life and keep on going.